Building, y'all. In the building. Shout out to everybody that's staying focused, motivated, and accomplishing y'all fitness goals. I know it gets hard out here. I know life continue to happen no matter what. But if you're able to stay focused and positive, you're able to go to the gym, you're able to stay consistent with eating your proper nutrition, pat yourself on the back. We locked and loaded. I got this piece of gray here. I just remembered I got it once I jumped on this live because it just stand out. But anyway, y'all, as y'all notice, the background is switched up. I just wanted to do something different, you know. Who getting their results? What questions y'all got for me? Who staying focused? Who staying motivated? Who putting on muscle? Who losing the fat? Who losing the stomach? Where y'all at? Y'all know this like my third live for the day, y'all. It's my first one over here. But I just got done from doing a live over on another platform. But this is my first one over here. Usually I do one or two on the other platform and then one over here. But after I get off this one, I'ma still do another one on the other platform. So the one that I just got off of, it really was just testing that time of day out, but that's not my normal time to go on that particular platform. Is usually in the morning and then like evening. But this time I done morning, afternoon, and then my regular schedule is probably about another hour and a half from now, evening. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody that's staying focused. What results y'all done had in the past 30 days, y'all? What type of results y'all have gotten in the past 30 days? I don't want to hear no complaining about if you're trying to lose weight, the scale only going down 1 pound a month. I don't want to hear it. If y'all doing a fat and weight loss, that scale should be moving. What's good with you, Soham? I think I'm pronouncing it right. Soham, shout out your city, state, or country. I'm just curious where you located. What's your main focus right now, Soham? What journey are you on? Fat and weight loss? Body recomp? What's your main focus right now? It's crazy that the world didn't realize how good Chinese food, Chinese kung fu until Victor. Y'all got fitness questions for me? Ask me whatever y'all want as long as it's related to health and fitness, y'all. Let me see. Back to Soham. Soham, what's your main goal right now? Is it losing fat, losing weight? What's your main goal right now, Soham? Yeah, that's me. Yep, that's all me. I got a question about fitness. How do I train? Prince, you got a question for me? Yeah, that's all natural. That don't even look unnatural. That's all natural right there. I've been working out since I was 12. The only thing I ever took was whey isolate protein. That's all I ever took. Everything else is food. Right now, I'm strictly getting all my nutrients from my food. All my protein is coming from my food source. Yep, that's all natural right there. Legs, chest, abs. That's a natural physique right there. Right now, I'm about 186, somewhere around there. Maybe even 187, because I'm bulking right now. So I'm eating like 500 calories more. On this picture, this 170. This picture right here is 170. Yep. If I move my head, you can see more of it. It's 170. Manny, shout out to Manny. Manny, you got a question? What's y'all goal? Like, what's your main focus right now? 5'10". 5'10". So I'm a real good weight for my height. Yep, 5'10". For some reason, my eye itch. You want to gain strength? Progressive overload. You got to make sure you eating your macros, your carbs. Make sure you're getting in that protein. Make sure you're getting in a certain amount of calories daily. Everybody should know about what their daily calories are. No, that's real. This picture right here is from November of last year. So I'm about 16, 17 pounds bigger. I'm about 187, 188, somewhere around there right now. Like my face and everything bigger. I'm doing a clean bulk, so this ain't no eating McDonald's and none of that type stuff. Of course. But when you getting stronger, you gotta eat. Because usually when you getting stronger, you tearing more muscle fibers. So you need to eat so you grow back bigger and stronger every time you tear it. What happens if I don't eat? You gotta eat. The only reason why you're gonna be able to lift and get stronger is if you eating. You definitely want more protein. You want your carbs, your daily carbs. All that stuff help. The carbs is going to give you more energy to push the weight so you can get stronger. You eating is going to give you more calories, which is energy, so you can push the weight to be stronger. Otherwise, if you ain't eating, you running out of gas to even push the weight. You'll be running out of gas before you even get to the gym. You gotta eat. Manny, what happens if I don't eat? Oh, I already read that one. You have to eat. Everybody gotta eat. For maintenance, for bulking, which is what I'm doing right now. And you gotta eat even if you're doing a caloric deficit. You gotta eat. Everybody gotta eat. It's only those 3 categories that everybody is in. They trying to gain weight / mass, right? They liking where they at, so they got to eat at a maintenance. Or they trying to lose fat or weight, which is at a caloric deficit. I am eating a lot, but it is fried chicken pieces and chips. Yeah, that stuff is not going to make you stronger. It's going to make you weaker, actually. That stuff is designed to weaken your system. Also, pizza. Yeah, that's... Not only is it trash food, especially if you're eating it all the time, but You're going to have some serious health issues if you don't already have something going now. You're not going to like where that stuff is going to wind up putting you at. Why do it make you weaker? It's not nutrient dense. You need stuff that has protein in it. You need stuff that has fiber. You need stuff that's going to have your system running smoothly like it's supposed to. The stuff you eat is causing high blood pressure, insulin spikes, right? Clogging your arteries. So it might seem like it's doing something for now, but if you keep eating like that, even if you're getting stronger, you're still getting weaker because your system is getting weaker. Your organs are being taxed. Your digestive system is being overworked. Eat healthy. If you eat more whole foods than trash food, your arteries will automatically get cleaned out because you're not eating stuff that's a bunch of added sugar, a bunch of seed oils, a bunch of sodium, a bunch of stuff that's just about to build up in your arteries and clog it. A bunch of bread. When you eating real healthy food, you don't have to think about your arteries even getting clogged. Eat your vegetables. Eat your veggies, your vegetables. Drink your water. This stuff is naturally designed to clean arteries and stuff like that, y'all. You don't even have to think about it. Yeah, sourdough bread is one of the go-to breads. It's sourdough bread and 100% wheat bread. Those are the go-tos. The reason why those are the go-tos is because they more nutrient dense. People say all bread is bad, but pretty much the sourdough and 100% whole wheat bread, it just got a little bit more fiber. It got a little bit more protein, right? So that's going to be less of an insulin spike. When we hear about bad food versus good food, it all boils down to the good food is less of an insulin spike, which is healthier. The bad food is more of an insulin spike, which is the reason why everybody is out of shape. 20, 40, 60 pounds overweight. Because insulin is a fat storing hormone. So every time you keep spiking it throughout the day, and plus the higher it spikes, the more damage you're doing to your body. What can you suggest for my mom? She cannot walk much because she uses a stick, but she needs to lose weight. The best thing she can do is eat healthy food. It's leaner. It's designed to speed up your metabolism. It's going to help her lose weight or burn fat, even if she ain't moving around a lot. That's the best thing. A person that's not as mobile or not as active, the best and the most important thing for them to do is make sure their nutrition is on top. Their nutrition needs to be on top of everything for them to be healthy. It's activity level and nutrition. If you can do both, you're going to be more healthier than the next person. But if you remove one, just say the activity level, like your mom, she has a cane or whatever, right? She got to make sure she only got that one option, which is making sure she eat healthier. Chicken, salmon, lean chicken, wild salmon, lean beef, 93.7 ground turkey, chicken legs, chicken thighs, shrimp. All those are great protein sources. Sweet potatoes for her lean, low in calories, low glycemic, starchy carbs. Mixed veggies and low calorie, low sugar fruits. Otherwise, she gonna keep the weight that she got / keep gaining, the best thing she can do is practice weight management. So even if she can't lose it how she would want it to, if she was active, she can still practice weight management, which is going to allow her not to get, you know, more of a size than she already is. Yeah, lenses is good. Yep, lenses is good. Anytime we focusing in on whole foods, you really can't go wrong. They pack with nutrients. Only thing a person really got to watch out for is the stuff that's higher calories, more sugar, like more added sugar. Or even if it's not added sugar, like the fruits that's higher in sugar, like a banana or grapes. Those are high in sugar. So the best time if a person gonna eat that is should be at a busy part of their day so they can lower that insulin spike and get rid of some of those calories from eating it. At least if they eat it during a busy active part of their day, they can at least take that high sugar spike and bring it down and burn some of those calories before their day actually slow down. They don't want to be eating nothing that's high or higher in sugar, right? And sitting on it when their day is coming to an end, because they ain't got time to really burn nothing off. Hold on, y'all. Somebody just messaged me. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, that was somebody. Let me put this appointment down. Sorry about that, y'all. Somebody reaching out about the appointment. Let me see. Okay, cool. Are lentils good for you? Are they protein? Lentils are mainly complex. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Lentils are mainly complex carbs. Yeah, they protein. Yep. A good source of protein. Plant-based protein. Not really, as long as it's whole foods, it don't matter. It don't matter. As long as you eating real food, you're really good to go. And if you even thinking about it, just remember this. If you're eating later and you worried about are you eating too late, just make sure you at least got 2 or 3 hours to move around if you eating whenever you eating your last meal. So just say you might tell yourself, yeah, I don't eat after 5, if that's the system that you going off of, right? I don't eat after 5 p.m. You more than likely probably telling yourself that because maybe you in the bed by 8 or 9 p.m. because you got to get up for work. So really, when people go off of what time they eat and they stop eating at 5 or 8 o'clock or whatever, right? They really just saying that because they don't want to eat and jump right into bed. So they put a cutoff time in place so they can move around for a few hours and burn some of that off so they can lower their insulin spike. But the more healthier we eat, we really don't have to focus in on it like that. But most people got a certain time, even if they don't have a time, subconsciously, when they stop eating. Like I might get home, and then when I get home, that's when I'm eating my last meal. So subconsciously, that's my window. Like right now, I don't eat most of the time after 8. But that's because usually once I get home, that's when I'm eating my last meal. Most of the time it'd be before I actually get home, but around that time. I thought it was just calories in versus calories out. Yeah, as far as what you need for the daily, depending on what you're working on. Yeah. Everybody should have a number when it comes to their when it comes to their daily calories. Everyone should have a number. Everyone. That's why I say everybody should have a number. All right, let me see. It was just calories in, calories out. What is the complex carb? Complex carbs is just a slower release of energy. Complex carbs are just healthier in a sense of it's a slower release of energy. I find it hard to sleep if I go to sleep hungry. You shouldn't be going to sleep hungry. Nobody should be going to sleep hungry. You need a system in place. You need to know, these are the things that I eat. These are the amount of meals I eat a day. And if you're going to sleep hungry, you're not eating enough with your last meal. That's all that is. You can have some maybe a few hours before you go to bed. You shouldn't be going to sleep hungry. That's not good for no one. How to increase strength when in a calorie deficit? You have to do progressive overload. And you definitely want to make sure your daily calories is including carbs and your protein is high. That's how you do it. You got to make sure your carbs are there and your protein is high. I usually, like if I'm putting a guy on a system and he's in a deficit and he want to increase strength, what I usually do for a dude, if he's in a deficit, right? And we ain't talking about just regular weight loss, fat and weight loss. That's more of aggressive. I usually put a guy at about 19 to 2,200 calories for that. But for a person that's more so like a body recomp, meaning that they focus on both of them at the same time, the muscle and the fat. I usually put a guy, if 19 or 22 is just regular fat and weight loss, I usually put a guy at about 22, maybe 25 if he on a body recomp. That's why I usually put a guy at for a body recomp about 22, maybe 2,500 calories. The average dude probably be about 2,200 calories. Yep, probably about 22. Because the fat and weight loss, I put a dude at 19 or 22. So of course, if you building muscle, you need those extra 300 calories gonna come in handy for you to be able to push the weight and have fuel for your day. So progressive overload, and your total daily calories need to be so look, you just say you're doing 2200 calories, right? And that's your deficit, because maybe your maintenance is 25, 26. So you got like a 400 or 500 calorie deficit going on, right? So out of your 2200 calories, what you're going to do is figure out how much of your protein per pound of body weight is, how many calories is your per pound of body weight is your protein going to take care of for that day, right? And out of the 2200 calories, just say if your protein source take up, I don't know, 1200 calories, right? So you got 1,000 more calories to play with. So with the 1,000 calories that you got left to play with after your protein amount is taken from your daily calorie amount, right? You got 1,000 calories. You can do what you want with that. That's your carbs, your starchy carbs, your potatoes, your white rice, jasmine, your sweet potatoes, your quinoa. That's your healthy fat. That's your mixed veggies. That's your fruit. You do what you do with it. As long as you in that deficit range, you good to go. You good to go. Yep. How to increase strength when, yep. That's how you want to do it. See, if you were just doing straight fat and weight loss, that'd be more of a aggressive, the fat and weight loss is more aggressive as far as losing fat and losing weight on the scale. The scale go down way quicker because that's your main focus. But if you're doing like a body recomp, meaning you kind of like what you got going on in a sense, but you taking what you got going on, building the muscle out more while you lowering the fat. So it's going to go like this. This is the fat and this is the muscle. So it's going to go like this, right? Versus if you're doing a fat and weight loss on a scale, those numbers is going to be totally different. You talk about dropping 2-3 pounds a week. If you're doing like building muscle and you in a deficit, right? It's going to be totally different. It's going to be totally different because you pulling back the fat slowly but consistently, but you focus on building the muscle. So you focus in on both of them. So it's like a 50% focus here and 50% focus over here. Whereas the fat and weight loss, that's 100% focus. That's calories in, calories out. So if you taking in 2,000 calories, you burning off 2,500. You ain't really focused on a muscle, but you making sure you get enough protein in versus the per pound per body weight. You just want to get enough in. That way, if you're doing some resistance training, you still got enough to start building something. But what you focus in on, right, it's different. You want to have strength to build muscle because you focus on building muscle. I want to build muscle and strength. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. How much fat? How much you trying to, because you in a deficit, right? How much fat you got on you? When I say how much fat you got on you, what you trying to lose? Like 10 pounds? Will building more muscle increase my my I'm 5'9". Okay. 80 kg, so that's about 160, 150, 160, somewhere around there. Okay. Building muscle is going to build you out overall. That's going to help you burn more fat even while sitting still on the couch. Of course, your metabolism is going to speed up naturally. Having more muscle, that's why I tell people having more muscle on you, it's going to be a bunch of benefits to that. So you'll burn more fat. You'll burn more fat sitting still versus somebody else sitting still next to you that's not having lean muscle on, that doesn't have lean muscle on them. Let me see. Close to 180. You said 180 kg, right? I thought that was like, I thought in pounds, that's almost like double. That's what I thought. Let me see. Let me see. Hold on. $176. What I said? 160. Oh yeah. Oh, so I'm thinking it's downward, because I'm thinking it double, like 80 or 150 160. Oh, I suppose it went more upward. Yeah, that's why I like having other people in the chat, y'all. Okay. Yep. Close to. Shout out to Swagger Daddy. Shout out to you. Oh, okay. 170. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, I don't got the kgs down to a science like that. I just know to at least double it and go from there. So now I know double it and then maybe up it to like 10 pounds more. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm minusing about 10. That's why I said about 160, 150. But really, I should have been doing a 160, 170. But really, it still was more than that. But that would have been higher up. Yeah. So hit the like button too, y'all. Appreciate y'all. So how much you trying to lose? Let me see. How much you trying to lose? Because you're doing a deficit to lose fat / weight. Okay. 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 But I don't want to lose strength. That's why you got to do progressive overload. And you got to eat your protein. The protein is going to protect you from losing the muscle. That's why I say the stuff that you was saying that you was eating, you don't want to eat that. I think that was you saying the chips or whatever you was naming. I said it was trash food. You got to eat some real stuff. The protein is going to protect the muscle. It's going to make the muscle stay there. You need to be getting as much protein as possible, at least around 1 gram per pound of body weight or close to it. You need to be very close to it. Otherwise, you will start losing the muscle. So you ain't got to be scared if you're doing progressive overload. Your calories is there. And most importantly, the protein is there to protect you from losing the muscle. That's what the protein is for, to protect you from losing the muscle. Yeah, whatever is your simplest source that you can keep around all the time, tuna, whatever you love to eat. Don't buy nothing just because it's higher in protein. Buy mainly because you love to eat it also. And it's some stuff that you can buy out here that's inexpensive. Tuna, if you like tuna, eggs, chicken breast, chicken legs, chicken thighs, whatever you can afford. Make sure everything that you eating is including protein. Protein. Even your snacks, protein. Because you're going to need all of it as much as possible. So you like 176 pounds, 177 pounds, you want to eat no less than at least 160 grams of protein. I would eat no less than 160 grams of protein per day, minimum. You rather eat more than less, but if you're going to eat less, I would say don't eat no less than like 160. One gram per pound of body weight. Yeah. What about soya curry? I don't. What is that? Yeah, no less than that though. If you can get more, get more. You can get about 180, 190 grams. But what I'm saying is, don't go no less than 160 at your current body weight right now. Yeah, you can do it. Whatever plant-based you want to do, you got to think you can do what you pretty much want to do, what you love to do, as long as it's fitting your daily calories. The best thing for you to do to keep it simple is to pick about 3 to 5 meals. I usually recommend 3 to 4. But if 5 meals is more variety for you, then do it. And what you're going to do, you're going to measure everything out. See how many calories it is, right? For you, this first meal, your favorite meal, right? They got your macros, your starchy carbs, your mixed veggies, your fruit. Weigh it out, calculate how many calories it is. All right, that's one meal. And then you weigh out this other meal. All right, this is my daily total with these 2 meals right here. So I can eat this one meal twice for that day. I can eat this other meal for my second meal. That way I got 2 different meals for that day if I wanted to. And that equals my daily calories. And you want to do that for like 1, maybe 2 other meals and just eat those same meals. Why? Because you already know what the calories are. You get it? Otherwise, if you eating all different types of stuff, 10, 20 different meals, you got to weigh out 10, 20 different meals every time you got a taste for something. I'm trying to simplify so you get to your goals and your results quicker. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. So usually, if I'm putting a person, so this is what you got to do. You map out your daily calories. You in a deficit, so you know your daily calories, right? And just say your daily calories are 2,500. This is what you got to start with, what your daily calories is, right? Say your daily calories is 2,500, right? Decide on what protein source you're going to eat. Just say, for example, if it was ground turkey, if that's one of your things, how many calories would this equal if I was to eat this in a day to get my grams of protein per body weight, right? It's going to have it on the package. 20 grams per ounce. It might be 4 ounces. 16, which is a pound, right? So if it say 20, 20, 20, 20, that's 80 calories right there, right? I mean, that's 80 grams of protein right there. Now, if this is 1 pound of meat and it's 16 ounces, 4 ounce, 4 ounce, 4 ounce, and 4 ounce, right? Well, that's 80 grams of protein. And this entire pack is what? It's going to tell you how many calories next to it. 230, right? Just say, right? 230, 230, 230, 230. That's 1,000 and something calories. But that's only 80 grams of protein. So if you needed more, you need to double that, right? You know you got to eat double that. Or maybe you find something else that's less calories. Maybe you go with a leaner meat, but more protein. That's how you have to do it. That's how you do it. You start with number 1, your daily calories, right? And just say if I was to do ground turkey, let's go to the leaner, the 93.7, right? I think it's like 170 calories. The more fat, the more is less fat. The more less fat it is, the more protein is usually gonna have, but it's gonna be less calories also. So you start with your daily calorie amount. Then you say, okay, I know I'm gonna have salmon for my meals, right? How much of this do I have to eat to get to my daily protein amount, and how many calories does it take up out of my total daily amount? Once you sit that number to the side, so you know how much, you know the protein area is taken care of, right? Whatever is left, for the remainder part of your calories, that's what you're going to use your starchy carb, your non-starchy mixed veggies, your healthy fat, and your fruit source. You could even throw in some other type of snack, even if it's not too healthy. But keep in mind, if something that's not too healthy, it's usually more calories involved because it's added sugar, all the other stuff, seed oils and stuff like that. Oh, so I needed leaner. Yeah, the leaner the meats, the more protein source usually, right? So it's usually more protein, but less calories. So that give you room to be able to really feel fulfilled throughout your day. Whatever meat source, whether it's shrimp, whether it's lean beef, 93.7 beef, 93.7 ground turkey, whether it's chicken thighs, skin off, chicken breast, right? They all leaned out. So you got more room for more calories. But if it start containing more fat, that's going to eat up your calories. So you want lean. The leanest protein option of whatever you buy. Yeah, the beef is good, 93.7. Just like the ground turkey, 93.7. Yeah, you need the lean meats. You don't want to just be grabbing beef just because it's beef, because you might be grabbing a beef that's higher calories, and usually if it's higher calories, that's because it contains more fat. So now you wondering like, man, this took up all my calories, the protein. I wanted some rice, I wanted some potatoes, I wanted my fruits, I wanted some veggies. You don't want your protein source to take up all of your calories. You just want your daily protein amount to take up a portion of your daily calories. And the leaner meats is going to do that. If I go in a supermarket right now and I grab 85.15 ground turkey, 85.15 ground turkey is like 230 calories, right? Like per ounce. And about 20 grams of protein, somewhere around there. But the 93.7 is like 22 grams of protein per ounce. But the calories is like 170, somewhere around there. So you got 230 some calories versus 170 calories. That's a 60 calorie difference. And if you eat that whole pack, that's 60, 60, 120, and then another 120. That's 240 calorie difference that you got to play with right there. That's what you want, 1,800 daily calories? What's your protein source that you usually eat? What's the protein source that you usually eat on a daily? And like I say, to reach these goals and get to these results quicker, it's best if you pick in between 3 to 5 meals. Because once you measure them out, why would you have to remeasure them and you already know how many calories, how much protein? You just want to go in the kitchen and cook it and go to the gym and live, knowing that you're getting your results, knowing that everything is already prepped out. Okay, so your maintenance is probably about 23, 25. Yeah, that's cool. I just had chickpeas yesterday. I've been eating chickpeas for the past few weeks. I throw it right in my ground turkey. I just throw it right in there. I just throw it literally right in my ground turkey. Once the ground turkey is like almost finished cooking, about 80% finished cooking, I just throw the chickpeas in there for protein and some good carbs. Yep, see? I know. Yep, I know. The numbers make sense. Yeah, so your main thing, I just told you what to do. So you doing 1,800 calories? What's your protein source that you usually do? What's your protein source? Your favorite protein source that you usually do? Name about 2 of them, your favorite. All right, lenses. Okay, so look, I already know that you're not gonna be wanting to eat all lenses and all chickpeas to reach 100 and minimum of 160 grams of protein per pound of body weight. That'll be a lot of eating. That'll be a lot of chickpeas. But that can be a nice foundation to get you going. Let me see. I'm gonna have to do some research on, because somebody else asked me this on another, when I was on my other platform, as far as like plant-based. What's going on, Ralph? You good? Shout out to my man Raphael in the building. Ralphie L in the building. How you been, Raphael? How your day been going, man? Staying positive, productive, motivated as usual. I'm just going home from work. Shout out to my man's Raphael. So, Manny, I know you're not gonna want to just eat all lentils and chickpeas, but maybe you want to do it. I would have to look up and see how much protein is in that. I would have to look it up, because if those your main 2 protein sources, you getting 160 grams of protein out of that, and that's what you eating for your protein throughout the days, that's gonna be a lot of eating. That's gonna be a lot of eating. I wouldn't even know how to calculate it right off the top of my head. I just know the chickpeas got a good amount of protein in it. But let me see. Hold on. This thing is about to die, but let me see. That's why I like having this other phone on me, so I can look up. Hold on. How much protein is in 1 small can of chickpeas? And I've been eating them every day. I just know the calories, and I use it for extra protein because my ground turkey already has enough protein in it. All right, so I'm guessing that 15 ounce can. I'm guessing that's what I get, because I just put small can. It says 19 to 21 grams of plant-based protein in total. So of course, if you 170 something, right? And I'm telling you, get close to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. But at your current body weight at 170 something, I'm telling you, don't go no less than at least 160, and that's close enough. And if 1 can contains 19 to 2100 grams of protein, and if lentils and chickpeas will be your go-to, you will have to eat a lot of cans of chickpeas, which I know you don't want to eat a lot of cans. That'll be a lot of cans. It's like 20 grams per can. You have to eat 3-4 cans a day just to even get going. Let me see. Austin, I'm 63, 187 pounds. Austin, you digging the background? Yeah, I had to switch it up. Yeah, this is a nice switch up too. I'm gonna stick to this. It's a nice switch up. Shout out to my man Raphael. Let me see. Austin, yeah, can I get some advice for workouts for my build? Yeah, what you need to know? What you need to know, Austin? I'm 6'3", 187. What you need to know? You trying to pack on more muscle? You trying to get more cut? Like what you trying to do? Gain more strength? Manny, I sometimes eat white peas and sometimes black peas. Yeah, so but either way it go, these got good sources of protein, but you're gonna be eating a lot of those cans. Most people who eat the chickpeas and the white chickpeas and the white beans or whatever, they using it as to up the protein. Or maybe they starting to use it as a base, but they gonna add maybe some grilled, some chicken breasts or chicken thighs or something to it that's really gonna up it. I'm confusing to see results in my physique. Oh, you continue? I thought it said confusing. I'm continuing to see results in my. That just means keep doing what you're doing, Raphael. It's working. Let me see. So Manny, you mainly plant-based, right? That's what I'm getting. You plant-based. This thing got 1%. This phone be charging slow. That's I don't really use that phone like that, y'all. Maybe I need to adjust something in the settings. Maybe because that's a new phone. Maybe it's something. Oh no, it's probably just this charger thing. But I don't know, because even when I put it on my main because a lot of times I edit it on the road in my car, y'all, in my truck. Even when I put it on my battery, my main power bank thing, it seems like it's still charged slow. But I ain't gonna worry about it now. This phone don't do that. This phone charged right up. This will go from like 2% to like 40%, like in like 12 minutes, 12, 15 minutes. It's very challenging, like it should be, but I'm staying locked and loaded. Yeah. I just tell people keep the nutrition part simple, because that's going to help with the gains. That way you already know the macros, the calories, you already know your go-to meals. I tell people shrink their meals down to about 3 to 5 meals. I usually recommend 3 to 4, but about 3 to 5 are your favorite things. Run the numbers, make sure it's hitting your daily calorie number. You already know what the protein is in each one of these 3 to 5 meals. You ain't gotta figure nothing out. Save all the, let me see how many calories this is to see if it fit in my thing for your switch up at least. But we don't want to be figuring out stuff every single day, all day. We just want to be able to grab our go-tos, and our go-tos need to take, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 minutes to cook, y'all, if y'all ask me. Unless it's some chicken bacon in the oven for a little bit longer. But I'm just saying, most of the stuff, we should be able to go right in and do it, y'all. We should be able to go right in and fix our stuff, and we on to the next day. And being prepared, meal prepping helps. Fix all that chicken thighs without the skin. Fix all of the drumsticks. Fix all of the ground turkey. And that way you got days to go and you prepared. So when you fix the food, you got like 2 days ago, the day you fix it on, and you got enough food to hold you over to the next day. So throughout the week, you switching your food up maybe, I don't know, 3 different times. Let me see. Plant-based, bro. Yeah. I eat chicken, but I eat chicken too, but less regular. Okay. I eat plant-based on day-to-day basis because I keep in cans. Okay. Swagger. Dairy is pretty calorie dense, Manny. Try Greek yogurt, egg whites for cheap, easy proteins. Yeah. That's why I was asking him, was he plant-based and all that type stuff, because I didn't know if he was still like doing eggs and protein and stuff like that. That's pretty much what I was getting at. So if he doing the dairy, he locked and loaded. Because I didn't know if he was steering towards like vegetarian and he plant-based, or vegan and plant-based. I just knew he was pretty much just saying plant-based. But dairy, yeah, he can definitely up the protein through eggs. He can definitely up it through Greek yogurt. Yeah, every little bit gonna add up. Let me see. Try Greek yogurt, I read that. Austin, I would like to define my abs and arms, and I've got told I should bulk. Well, if you want to do a lean bulk, just up your calories by like 300. Just up it by like 300 calories. And when I say lean bulk, you gonna eat what you've been eating, just more of it. So whatever you've been eating to hold your physique like it is, up the calories daily by at least 300 and just eat more of what you've been eating. It's like what I'm doing. I up mine by 500 because I'm pretty active, right? I'm on a lean bulk, right? Only thing I'm doing is eating more avocado. I'm eating more ground turkey. I might be eating more of the fruits that I was already eating before I started bulking. So whatever I was eating on here, I just increased it. That's all. Let me see. So you said I would like to define my abs. Yeah, so look, what you gonna do, you're gonna be going into more of a body recomp. That's the only thing about it. You can't bulk and define your abs at the same time. That's the only thing about it. To define your abs, you gotta be in a deficit. To bulk, you gotta be in a surplus. Which one is more important to you right now? And the arms is like one of the easiest things to improve on because everything you doing, you're pushing and you're pulling. Even if you ain't focusing on the arm workout that day, you using your arm for everything. Every time you do your shoulders, every time you do your back, every time you do your chest. You know, your arms is getting used every time you pretty much enter in the gym. That's like the easiest thing. Even when you're doing your leg workouts, you grabbing the weight and carrying them and taking it off the leg press machine, that's still toning up your arms. So just imagine if you start focusing in on them more, that's one of the easiest things to grow. Let me see. I would like to define my, so yeah, you was told the bulk is gonna be you adding more mass, more fat. It's gonna make you have more size. So that ain't gonna define your abs. You defining your abs is going in reverse, you being in a slight deficit. So just like I said, if you want a lean bulk, you can go up about 300 calories and see what that does for you. If that don't really do it for you, go up probably to about 400. The same in reverse if you want to go and have more defined abs. You want to do like a 300 caloric deficit. It's different from a fat and weight loss. If I was telling you do a fat and weight loss, it'll be like 500 calorie deficit off rip. Off rip. Manny, what kind of dairy? What dairy do you like? Eggs? Greek yogurt? What dairy do you like? Shout out to Weezy for teaching and being attentive to answering the questions. Yeah, it's 10 of y'all and 1 of me. At least it feel like 10 of y'all. But it's cool because it's keeping me busy. Shout out to my man Raphael, my day one. Manny, we don't have eggs in UK. Okay, so you gotta, this what you need to do, because let me see. Hold on. I got you. What are some sources that are high-end food for, I said high-end food. What are some high-protein food sources for people in the UK? That way they can reach their daily protein amount. Let's see.
To reach your protein goals in the UK, focus on protein-rich foods. Lean meats, fish, eggs, and dairy are good choices. For plant-based options, lentils, beans, nuts, and corn are also great sources of protein.
So, says lean meats, which you say you really don't do nothing but chicken, maybe chicken every once in a while. It says fish, eggs, and dairy provide concentrated amino acids. For plant-based, lentils, which you already named that, beans, which you named that, nuts, And it says, I don't know what that is right there. Yeah. Yep. So you not, let me see. They don't sell egg whites in the UK. Really? They're super cheap and accessible here. Yeah, they super cheap. Well, yeah, they reasonable. They don't sell egg white. I mean, yeah, okay. Yeah, Austin. So decide on which one is more important to you right now. You want more definition? You're gonna have to cut. You're gonna have to go in a caloric deficit, at least 300 calories under, right? But while you doing that, you just gonna have to make sure you're doing progressive overload and make sure your protein is high so you can pack on some more muscle on your arms, on your chest, and you'll be good to go. A bulk, you're just gonna be putting on size, but you ain't gonna be getting no more definition in the abs. It's gonna take away. You probably still have some abs, but it's definitely not about to give you more definition. My abs don't look like this now while I'm bulking. I still got some abs, I still got some definition, but I'm like, on here I was 170. Right now, it's been a minute since I checked the scale, so I'm thinking I'm probably about, let me see, 187, 188. Because I think last time I told y'all I was about 185. My bulk is lean, y'all, so it's a slower weight gain. That's how I want it. But eggs do not fill me up. I normally buy eggs and mix them with oil in the fry pan. I use 3 for an omelet. Austin, what bulk? Do a lean bulk, right? So increase your calories 3 to 4. I increase mine 500 because I'm too active. If you feel you need to increase them, then 500 is a good number. Other than that, you can do 300 and see what that do. See what it gets you over the course of like 2 weeks, because the scale should show something in a 2-week period. The first week it might be hard to gauge it, but the second week you definitely should see the scale moving. Something should move. A lean bulk, you should be picking up a few pounds. Mine right now is about at 2 to 3 pounds a month. Don't forget, fat is different, y'all. So fat is gonna look like more mass. Muscle is more like tight and look smaller when it comes to the mass amount. A pound of muscle would be like this, but a pound of fat is like double, triple that. So, yep. And that's what bulking is, picking up fat, but we doing it in a healthy way. And that fat that we picking up is going to cause us, that fat weight that we picking up is going to cause us to push more weight in the gym, which is going to help us pack on a little bit more muscle. That's what it's all about. MC, I'm out. Hey, shout out to you, Raphael. Shout out to you. Got to walk the dog and cut some trees. I feel you. Ain't you just get off work, you're still working. I'll lean bulk first. Yeah, do 300 calories more. See what the scale do in 2 weeks. You can check it the first week also, but definitely by the second week, if you don't see a pound, at least add it on there. Something should be different. If you want to push it to 3 weeks, just to make sure, you can check it. But 300 to start with, if that scale don't be moving in 2, definitely by the 3rd week, because don't forget it's a lean bulk. This ain't just gaining weight. Otherwise, we can put on 2 pounds in 1 week. But this is a lean bulk. So we want to ease into, maybe right now I'm doing like 2 to 3 pounds a month. It's a lean bulk. You ain't trying to put on too much and then you got weight going in your stomach area. And now you wishing, well, I hear this too much. That's why you start with 300. Corn is plant-based. Okay, because they were saying it like the word corn, C-O-R-N. So is it corn? Yeah, that's how I thought it was. Orange. I thought they were saying corn, C-O-R-N. But when I just looked it up, it spelled it like how he said, like how Manny said. Q-U-O-R-N. That's how I was spelling it. So right now you doing like what? 2,900? Or 2,700 if you're going to take it to 500 calories if you had to. So right now your calories is at what? Because mine was at maintenance like 25. So I just bumped it up to like 500 because I'm busy. I need that. So my maintenance is like 2,500. So I up mine like 500 calories. It depends. It depends on how it's sitting. You won't know until you see how it's sitting. Don't forget, you got to bulk up enough. That way, when it's time for you to drop down, because I'm bulking, because I'm building more muscle up on it. But after I bulk, I'm going into a cut because I'm trying to get rid of the excess fat. But when I get rid of excess fat, I'm not dropping down to 170. I want to drop down to like 180. So I need to pick up enough, maybe like 190 something, maybe 190, 195, somewhere around there. That way, when it's time for me to cut, I'm cutting, but I got bigger muscle and I'm looking bigger than this, 10 pounds bigger. So I dropped from the 195 to like 180. So I'll drop 15 pounds of fat from my system. Or I might just drop, I might just get to 190 and then just drop to 180. I just know I want to be bigger than this. So you got to pick up enough, or maybe you do the lean bulk and you still satisfied just with that and you want to just keep that. It ain't no cut. That's where you want to be at. Maybe you put on, I don't know, 5, 8 pounds, maybe 10 pounds, and you good. You like that. You like, no, this is it. And my abs still popping. You ain't got to go into a cut. Because as long as you keep working out, right? And you go back to your maintenance, and you can even take your maintenance to a slight deficit. Now you at a body recomp to where now you burning that little, you stand burning somewhat some of the fat that's stored, right? And now you done got your bench up, your strength went up, you got a little bit more size on you. That's how I would do it. So I would say 10 pounds bulk. Nobody bulks to a single digit when you think about it. So we at least got to go 10. We at least got to go 10. And then you see what that look like. And then you might say, well, no, I'm going to do 15. Well, we at least got to go 10. I don't know nobody who bulks for like 5, 8 pounds. Oh, okay. Yeah, because when they said it, I'm like, I didn't even want to repeat it because I'm like, maybe this is a typo or something here. But yeah, so it's not corn, C-O-R-N, it's corn. So they spelling like corn, corn, instead of corn. Okay, and soya is what again? Soya is what? Manny, is halloumi a good source of protein? Some of this stuff is new to me. That's why I'm glad other people in the chat, because one thing about me, y'all, I do not know everything. I know most of what I need to know when it comes to like the average protein sources. When it comes to beans, chicken, beef, shrimp, salmon, stuff like that. But some stuff is new, but I'm glad I'm having the experience. That way I can remember as much as this as possible, because this ain't the first person, and it's definitely not going to be the last. That way I know what to recommend. So the chat is helping out too. We teaching each other. Soya is plant-based protein. All right. So is it like a veggie or something? Like what is it? Like it's like a veggie? Oh, your maintenance is 28? Yeah, mine's is like 25, 26. So right now I'm doing about 3,000 calories. Some days it might be like 31, 32 if I'm super busy. Because those extra 1 or 2 is still gonna be like I'm eating 3 because I just burnt an extra 1 or 2. Yep. Hey, I'm all for the learning. I'm all for the learning. Yep. Yeah, so Austin, so your maintenance is 28, right? So yeah. So your bulk would be 31 easily. 31 easy. 100 ain't gonna do it. That ain't gonna move nothing. 200, you just getting going. 300 extra calories, yeah. That's the perfect number to start with. 600 calories, way too much. 300. See what the scale do for the first week, for the first week or two. Definitely by week 2. If you choose to push it to 3 weeks, it's on you. But definitely by the second week, something should happen. If you push it to 3 weeks, you definitely should see something. Because you're approaching a month. You at least want to be putting on at least a few pounds a month. Don't forget, the clean bulk is slower. You ain't just trying to be throwing on fat just for the sake of throwing on fat. You want this to be leaned out. You're just going to have more size to you. You still want to keep some form of definition. You're just going to have more fat on you. And as you pushing the weight, heavier weight, getting your strength and stuff up, that fat is going to go down. Now you got more muscle on you. So that fat weight is going to make you push more weight so you can build more lean muscle. And the more lean muscle you build, that fat weight that you picked up, that fat is eventually going to go down, but the muscle is going to go up. Let me see. Shout out to the chat, y'all. Shout out to the chat. Yep. So you would be at 31. Go to 31. And then take it from there. You can add on a 100 at a time if you need to. You might have to do the 500 just to bulk if you busy like this. I'm just saying, don't just throw on 500. We don't want to go there. This is a lean bulk. Start with the 3 and then go from there. Start with the 3. See what that show you for 2 weeks. If you want to push it 3, that's on you. But 2 weeks, something should happen. A pound up, a pound and a half. Weigh yourself first thing in the morning, anytime you weighing yourself. With the same type of attire on. If you just do it with boxers and no shirt, do it like that every single time. Boxers, no shirt, no sweatpants. Just the same way. That way you know, okay, yeah, this working. Or this 300 extra calories ain't done nothing for me. And it's 2 going on 3 weeks. Yeah, let me bump this up. That's how you want to do it. You could throw on the other 100, or you can take it from the 3 to add the other 200. But I'm saying you don't need to go higher than a 5. Manny, it is manufactured, but I don't know what it is made out of. Oh, okay. Okay. We all learning, y'all. We all learning. I don't never want to know everything, y'all. It's too much out here in the world. How can I know everything? I can't know everything. I can't know everything. Yep. Y'all got any more questions for me? This been a nice live, y'all. So Austin, up at 300 calories. So all you got to do is just keep eating what you've been eating. Just add more. Now you got a reason to eat more of whatever your favorite thing is, because you got 300 extra calories to play with. You got 300 extra calories to play with. So just do what you do. You're already working out. You already got nutrition going. So now just eat more of what you already love to eat. That's how I look at my bulk. I'm like, I'm just eating more of what I want to eat. What is best way to increase my pull-ups? Doing hanging pull-ups. When you get up there on the bar, just hang, right? Dead hangs. Get used to just hanging. Grab a bar and just hang, right? And then once you get used to that, maybe you do that for like, I don't know, a week. Maybe you do it for a week. 2-3 days out the week. Just hang. And then maybe the next week, you go from hanging to now you go up and you hold that position at the top, right? You just go from hanging to up to where you hold that position at the top, right? Like this. Just hold it for a while. And then come down and hang, right? And then as you get used to that, start doing pull-ups. 1 or 2. 1, 2, 3. Get you a minimum number going, right? Another thing that's going to help that, if you start if you're doing a lat pull down machine, it's a big difference, but it would definitely still strengthen your arms and all of the muscles that's involved for you to do that pull-ups. The pull-ups, of course, is just different. The lat pull down is the closest to you doing the pull-ups. It's just seated pull-ups. And you get to control the weight on the lat pull down, which is a seated pull down machine. You can take the weight to 100 pounds if you want. But on the pull-ups, no, your dead weight is your dead weight. You coming up and going down. You going up and coming down with that weight. That's what I recommend. That way you get used to that feeling at the top and you get used to the feeling at the bottom. And then once you do those, once you get used to that, you might even do it, I don't know. You might do it for a few weeks. Just get used to it. How many pull-ups do you do now? If you're going to do the pull-ups, I wouldn't recommend you do them every day. I always recommend whatever you're going to do, body part wise, I recommend like twice a week. Unless it's something like planks or walking and something like that. But when it comes to pull-ups, you probably can do them every day. I just don't recommend it. Just do them twice a week, but go all the way out. I treat it just like any other part I do when it comes to resistance training, like weights. I tell people, don't do no body part when it comes to weights. I know it's calisthenics, it's pull-ups. I know push-ups, it's calisthenics. But I'm just saying, just go all the way out when you do them. And then do them again for the second time and go all the way out. And then next week, do the same thing. I can do 3 neutral grip pull-ups. Oh yeah, you talk about with your hands like this. So you got this overhand, and you talk about these ones, right? That's what you talk about. Gotta be. Yeah. So do your 3, right? How you usually would do. Maybe you do 3 sets of 3s, right? And once you finish doing that 3, just hang. Just get used to that hang. And then you can go from the hang to, like I say, the first week, after each set, you might just do the hang, or you might do the hang after the last set. Just hang twice that week after each last set, right? And then the next week, you go from the hang, because now you done got stronger in the hang area for your last one, because you're going to feel it. Now you about to go up. Like, okay, this hang ain't really stressing, taxing me like that, like I'm about to lose my grip, right? Now you go up. Now you got to get used to that. Next thing you know, you're doing 4 sets of 3s, 5 sets of 3s. I mean, next thing you know, you're doing 4, you're doing 3 sets of 4. That's what I meant. You're doing 3, you go from doing 3 sets, you go from doing 3 reps for 3 sets to 4 reps for 3 sets to 5 reps for 3 sets to 6 reps for 3 sets. You'll feel it. Just hang. Just hang. Just hang, literally, until you can't hang no more. Until you can't hang no more. Once you start getting stronger with your hang, right? It might take you a few weeks. I don't know. Once you start getting stronger with your hang, take your hang to up. Now you got to get stronger in that part. Next thing you know, you got 1 to 2 more reps more each set. You will feel it. You'll feel it like, dang, I usually jump down as soon as I start feeling it. Now it's taking me a little bit longer. Yeah, it's time for you to go into the up position. Yep. That's how you want to do it. And as you go up with the reps, you're going to practice the hang again. Once you do your last one, notice people already be doing it. Notice, right? A lot of people, once they do their last one and they struggling, they come down and it be like a light hang. But that's usually all they got in them, and then they jump down. Like most people don't usually go up and then they come down and they jump off. It's usually some little hang going on. You just want to do yours as long as you can. But I got to get out of here. Man, this was a great live. Let me see. I find them way easier. Oh, you talk about the neutral grips? Yeah, the neutral grip is easier. Anytime I do neutral grips, which I don't know how long it's been since I've done those, they easier. They easier. Yep, they easier. Way easier. But I gotta get out of here, man. This is a good live. I hope you follow the. Do you follow the channel? Yeah, it's going to get you stronger up there overall. So whatever you usually do, you're just going to be able to do more of them. You're just going to be able to do more of them. You're going to feel yourself getting stronger. When you hang, that's going to help you tear a little bit more fibers. So that hang is kind of like you doing, instead of you finishing at 3 reps, it's going to kind of be like 3.5 reps. And all you're doing is just hanging. When you go to the top and you're able to, after your hangs, maybe the next week, now you're doing a hang and you're going to the top, because you're going to feel yourself getting stronger within, I don't know, a week or 2. You're going to feel it. When you go to the top, that's like you're doing another half of a rep. So that stuff is going to add up. Next thing you know, you're doing 4 reps for 3 sets. So you'll be doing 3 sets of 4 instead of 3 sets of 3. You'll be doing 3 sets of 5 reps instead of 3 sets of 3. 3 sets of 6 reps instead of 3 sets of 3. All right, cool. Yeah, so yeah, I got to go ahead up out of here. This is a great live, y'all. Shout out to who was that from the UK? Manny. I think that's you from the UK, right? Am I pronouncing your name right? Manny. All right, cool. This is a great live. Always inspired to help people and change their life. Listen to what I just told you and go hard as you can. So I'm about to tell you something else, Manny. When you get off this live, this is the best way, and I just thought about it. This is the best way for you to get your protein amount in. Go on the internet, right? Off your phone or Google or whatever, right? Look on the internet, and this is what I want you to type in. Whatever amount of calories that you are eating daily, right? Put that in. I eat X amount of calories daily. What can I eat plant-based to get me 160 grams of protein? What can I eat to get me 160 grams of protein while still in, hold on, let me figure out how to way to word this exactly how you want to type it. Because that's you eating what? How many calories? How many calories you eat a day? How many calories you eat a day? $1,800. So look, this is what you want to type in. How many calories? I mean, what can I eat that's plant-based? What can I eat that's plant-based that would get me 100 and how much you weigh? Yeah, normally 23, but you couldn't. How much you weigh? I think you said one, because I'm getting you mixed up with the other guy. How much you weigh? Oh, so you about 177, I believe. So you're going to type that in. What can I eat that's plant-based? Yeah, 177. What can I eat that's plant-based that will get me 177 grams of protein each day? So look, you're going to type that in. What can I eat that would get me 177 grams of protein each day if I'm doing 1,800 calories daily? What can I eat that's plant-based protein for my whole day to equal 160 or 177 grams of protein, and how many calories would that equal? So once it tell you what you can eat and how many calories it equal, minus that from your 1,800 and whatever is left, do as you please. More fruits. Of course, you need to know how many calories it is so you can stick to it. More fruits, more your carb source, more you will know. Trust me, more healthy fat, you would know. That's the best way. And it's going to tell you exactly. Okay, I would type that into Google. Yeah. What can I eat that's plant-based that will give me 160, or you can type in 177 grams of protein for the whole day? What can I eat that will give me, what can I eat plant-based that will give me 160 grams of protein? Or you can type in that'll give me 177 grams of protein, and how many calories will that equal? You want to type in and how many calories will that equal? That way, once it give you what it gives you, then you will know what you can eat. If it's something you don't like, eat more of the other stuff that it lists that you like. Just eat more, double or triple of that, right? Because it's going to tell you the numbers. And then once it tell you how much protein it is and how many calories it equal, then just say if it's telling you your calorie number right now is 18, it might say, well, this is 1100 calories, right? Well, you got 700 more calories to play with before it gets to your 1800. It might say, well, this is 900 calories. Well, you know, you have 900 more calories to do as you please, but at least you know the protein number is out the way. Now, how do I fill out this other 900 calories? You get it? 100 and, yeah, what can I eat that's plant-based? What can I eat that's plant-based protein that will get me 177 grams of protein for the whole day? What can I eat and how many calories will it include? Will it equal? Yeah. Yeah. So pretty much you get what I'm saying? Yeah. What can I eat that's plant-based protein that will get me 177 grams of protein for the whole day, and how many calories will that equal? Once it tell you that, whatever is left, you just figure out how you want to eat with those other calories that's left over, and you good to go. All right, I got you. It's guaranteed to work. I got you. Come back on the next live. I go live like I don't have set days, but my time is usually around 4 or 5:30 or somewhere around there over here on YouTube. And I usually go live like twice a week. So I put out two workout videos. And then I usually, in my community section, I usually put a couple things in there twice out the week. And then I do my lives twice a week. So y'all usually going to see me or hear something from me like 6 days out the week. 5 if I'm super busy. All right, I see you. Yes, I will keep a lookout. All right, yeah. Hit the notification button. That way, once I come on, you good. Plus, I want to hear about your results. That's what I want to hear about also. So I'll see you in about, I don't know, 3 days from now. I'll see you. Good looking. Appreciate you. All right, y'all, we up out of here. If it's anybody that want to be part of a positive community of people that's going forward and up, y'all, and not down and back, make sure y'all tell them about this channel, y'all. Tell them it's a group of people over here that's focused, not making any excuses for not accomplishing a goal, and discipline. We out here going to get it, y'all. We not waiting for it to happen. We practicing proper nutrition, and we hitting the gym doing what we got to do to get to our goal. It's your boy, Coach Weezy. We out.